Hello again, Unky Tonks. I hope you're having a great Easter. It's raining, so, we just need the James Bond film now, don't we? Remember back in the 80s when we were kids, or those who are old enough, every Easter bank holiday, it was raining, it was miserable, and there was always a James Bond film on. Anyway, so, just to touch on the Free Plasticine March I talked about yesterday briefly in my previous video. Now, the only way to stop two-tier policing here in the UK is to, in the words of Lee Hurst, a great comedian on Twitter, sack everyone. But he says, all the way down to inspector, I say sack the lot. Let's bring in the army. I know the army is woke, but we need some sort of order. And then while the army is introducing martial law is a bit drastic, but I think it's a harsh medicine that the patient requires, as Margaret Thatcher once said. But while they're doing their thing, let's recruit the right people, strong men and women who have no political bone inside them whatsoever. People who are strong, who command respect, they have common sense, they're patriotic as well. And you can be patriotic without being political, by the way. But let's get these people in who are not scared to tackle violent, hardened criminals and use that stick when necessary. Now, the Met Police is like the NHS, their reputation. When you think it can't sink any lower, it does. And their complete lack of action at yesterday's Free Plasticine pro-Hamas terror march just confirms it, really. I mean, it's confirmed before. But, like I said, their reputation is just sinking. It's lower than whale shit in the Atlantic. So what happened yesterday, the same lad who got arrested previously at another march, a Free Plasticine march, holding up a sign that said Hamas terrorists, he was arrested again. They had him up against the wall. There was like 5-6 officers reading him his rights and carting him off. So that's that. And then there was the bloke draped in the Palestinian Hamas black and white shimag, as they do, a Palestinian scarf around his neck, and pronouncing that he supports terrorists. He said, I support Hamas. Hamas are a proscribed terrorist group, and support of them is illegal. It's against the law. And this guy said it in front of Met police officers who obviously did nothing. Surprise, surprise. And then there were people within this march who were waving swastika flags. I mean, a swastika is a swastika at the end of the day. And I can guarantee you, if that was anyone on the right marching with that flag, then they'd be in cuffs quicker than you could say reform the police. But the most shocking thing about this is there's a lady filming someone else complaining about these flags to the police, and the police are stood there with cups of coffee and saying, well, it depends on context, doesn't it? I mean, what other context is there regarding the swastika flag? For heaven's sake, these people are marching in support of Hamas terrorists who raped and murdered innocent men, women and children. Whether they raped the men, I don't know, but I wouldn't put it past them. They're animals. And I guarantee if Tommy Robinson marched down London by himself with a swastika flag, the whole Met Police will be there in force to cart him off, and we'll never see him again. You know it's true. Now, I'm all for free speech. If these people were just marching in a civilized manner for free Palestine, then fine. But it's the support for Hamas terrorist element within this group that gets me. I don't understand why people would support terrorists. I mean, it's just beyond my comprehension. I don't understand it. I don't think I ever will. But support for those monsters, especially after what they did on October the 7th, is just, I think it's inhuman. And for the Met Police to just stand there drinking their coffee, idly watching what's going on and doing nothing, their inaction, I think is disgusting. The police needs reform, root and stem. Obviously, they have advisors within them, or maybe an outside influence telling them, listen, you have to allow these marches to go on and let them fly the Hamas and ISIS flags and swastika flags. Otherwise, you'll be seen as racist and you won't get our community support. There's got to be some sort of bribe there or a threat, hasn't there? But whatever the reason, the police has been compromised. it has been infected with a virus, the cancer of political correctness, which has shot through it and just completely it's destroyed it. It's not like the police we used to know when we were little. It's something else now. It is a political tool weaponized by the woke left establishment. A good police force, good police officers, as soon as this march happened and they saw people waving ISIS flags, Hamas flags, terrorist flags, chanting anti-Israeli genocidal songs like From the River to the Sea, swastika flags, what else? Anyone saying they support Hamas, they'd have gone in there, snatched them, dragged them to the police station and charged them, and the courts would have thrown the book at them. That would have been the ideal system, but it's not, is it? As much as I'm for free speech, you should not be allowed to walk these streets and voice your support for terrorists. And that's what I think. I'm Past 49. Thanks for listening. And until the next time, Roger Trout.